I know.
Hey, may I have your attention, please? I can't imagine that anybody actually met 5 new people. Did you meet 5 new people? Anybody? We tried.
You have to speak up.
My name's Bill Howard, and they have asked me to talk today. The next sessions, the next part of this will be a breakout group. So we'll break out into small groups and talk about how we can decide on what is most important for us to work on. And in order to do that, we need to have a common language about what is a problem and what is an issue. Community organizers have been working on this since the 1930s, and they have some wisdom developed over the years that help us distinguish a problem from an issue. Problems are big and general. Lindsay has helped me with a little chart. So they're hard to get your arms around or your head around to really understand what it is. Issues, on the other hand, are specific, and you can clearly communicate what it is. With a problem, it's hard to measure your results. You don't know when you've achieved your goal, or even if you have achieved some small progress in the interim. Problems tend to burn people out. You work and you work and you work, and you don't see anything changing. So it's really frustrating. People, leave organizations that don't have successes. It seems to take forever. And when you're working on a problem, there's no clear target. It's generally a big social problem where everybody's responsible and nobody's responsible. And I need to define what a target is. A target is an individual or possibly a really small group that can do what you want. It's the group that's got the power to change things. Also, with problems, they tend to cause the people who are working on them to be reactive rather than proactive. You react to what happens that somebody else does rather than taking your own actions. Issues, on the other hand, are concrete. There's a measurable goal, and you can work on that to define what your goal is, and then you'll know when you've achieved it. The supporters who are working on issues tend to be motivated by those successes and by the understanding that success is possible. Issues tend to have short time frames. In fact, the people who are working on them set them up and design them so that it is something that can be accomplished in a reasonable amount of time. And they do have clear identifiable targets, and they are proactive. Examples of problems. Crime is a problem. Several years ago, Tying Nashville Together decided that it wanted to work on the problem of crime, and they put together a research group to try to turn that problem into an issue that they could actually work on. Their finding after doing research was that the hour of most crime in the city was between the time that kids get out of school and the time their parents get home. So what they did was to start an after-school program that is still going. And I can't cite the results in reduction of crime. I haven't kept up with it. But that's an example of taking a problem and turning it into an issue. Climate change is a problem. A carbon tax is one issue that people could work on to address climate change. Education, big problem. What Tying Nashville Together did many years ago was to put together a team to go in the schools, identify maintenance problems, unsafe conditions, and demand that the school board correct those problems, which happened. Taxes are a very big problem. One possible issue on taxes would be to reduce the sales tax on groceries. We're here because we share the sense that housing is a problem.
Housing.
Housing is a problem. It's a big problem. It's hard to get your arms around it. It's hard to know what to do about it. But if you research it and you turn that problem into an issue, you can work on a specific piece of it, get a little success, build on that success, and go on to resolve other issues that are related to the problem of housing. And next, I think Raymond is going to break us up into the groups.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm Raymond.
I'm Molly.
And we're just going to help y'all real quick get into breakout groups because we don't really know what the issues are. But we want everybody to come together and take some time to discuss what you think the issues in our community are. And the hope is that we can come up as a group of 9 people with a top 3 issues. 3 things that are specific, concrete, we can accomplish them in a short time frame, have a clear target, and are proactive. So when you get in those groups, we're going to have about 10 minutes, maybe a little bit less, to just kind of talk and discuss. Please try not to dominate the conversation because we have a little bit of time for this. And those last 5 minutes in the group, hopefully we can come together in your small groups and decide what those top 3 issues are going to be. So we're going to try to get into groups of 9. The first thing I need is for 9 note takers to volunteer.
Groups of 7, 9 groups of 7.
Oh, I'm sorry. Groups of 7, 9 groups of 7. So if we can get 9 people to volunteer to be a note taker for the group, all you got to do is kind of keep track of what people are saying and then write down the top 3 at the end.
Come to the front if you can be a note taker. We need 9 of you.
And anybody that has a pen, you're halfway there.
And you have to get in groups with people you don't know. And each group has to have at least one person that's experienced homelessness or is currently experiencing homelessness. So mix up. You'll have to move around, hopefully.
Okay. Molly's going to take those 9 note takers and bring them each to a different table. And if everybody can stay seated until those people are in the right place, then we're going to take just as little time as possible to get into groups up to 7 people.